Hi Sagittarius, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. Doing a new round, Sagittarius, and you're the one to start with. Okay, so please like and subscribe. I hope you're doing well. And let's find out what Archangel Michael wants you to know today. Archangel Michael, what does Sagittarius need to know today? Spinning. Okay, spinning. Number 12. Card is 3, adds to 3, which is communication. Spinning, some kind of communication. I will read that in a moment, but let's get the rest of the cards out. Archangel Michael, which major arcana wants to speak to the spinning card for Sagittarius? We have Salt, which is strength. Yeah, the strength card. Okay, life and sin. Yeah, all right. Strength and karmic power, balance and self-control, confidence of the equilibrium between spirit and matter, strength and balance. When we draw on our inner strength, that means that we are finding balance. We're getting centered. Okay, let's clarify the strength card. Here, Archangel Michael, if you will, please. We have Temperance. Beautiful. Temperance. Another major arcana, so that's pretty major. Yeah, okay, and let's find out what we've got for a Lenormand message. This one was peeking. It is a journey. The journey. Number 1, a brand new beginning, right? With 10 being number 1. Perfect. So we got 1, 3, and then we have strength, balance, which Temperance is all about balance as well. When you find that balance, that center between your emotions and your thoughts, you are, your passions and desires and the thoughts that are all like positive in the way that it's love affirming thoughts that create the reality of love that everybody wants to experience. And then Temperance is about the peace. Thoughts of peace, love, abundance, prosperity, well-being, and just the happiness, the power of pursuing happiness. Okay, card number 12. Well, that's not it. Okay, let's find out why is that not it. Let me see, maybe I got the wrong book. Just bear with me, guys. Spinning. No, it's the right book. It's just in a different suit, I guess. The suit of circles. Circle. And a square, so forth. So it's the first part of tasks. Suit 1 is tasks. Sorting, housekeeping, sleeping, disguising, shape-shifting, sacrifice, dismemberment, marrying, saving, solving, spinning. Okay, so spinning. In myth and fairy tale, spinning is connected to women's magic, and especially to the mysteries of creation and transformation. Characters like the 3 fates in Greek mythology, the 3 Norns in Scandinavian mythology, and Mother Hall in the German fairy tale tradition, and archetypical creatrixes, quite literally spinning the world into being. In many European fairy tales, the act of spinning is a catalyst for magic, and so can attract otherworldly beings. However, not all of these beings are benign, and their help is often costly. In such stories, spinning is a test or a task that's set for the heroine, and it must be completed with the use of magic, such as spinning straw into gold, or in record time. But if she doesn't have the skill a few heroines do, then the task may be completed with the assistance of an otherworldly character who is attracted to her. In Northern English and Scottish fairy tales, This character might be a magical old woman called Habertrot, and her spinning sisters. In German stories, we might find homunculus-like characters such as Rumpelstiltskin. But the stakes around receiving such help are often high, and if the heroine isn't careful and wary, much can be taken from her in return. What do you need to spin into being in your world today? What needs to be created, and who will help you achieve it? Okay, well, Temperance, the angels, can help you achieve that. Okay, so what do you need to spin into your world to create? Let's find out. If you're on a journey, brand new pursuit of something. Strength and karmic powers, balanced and self-control, confidence of the equilibrium between spirit and matter. That's the balance. Okay, we're going to start with that one. The High Priestess. Well, I would say that's pretty perfect. So you're going to be spinning intuition, using your intuition to create. Using your intuition to create. Okay, we also have the deck is not upside down. So we have the reverse of the Queen of Swords. Very interesting. When it happens like that, I don't usually have it ever upside down, but sometimes one or two cards get like that, so I take it because it was meant to be. Queen of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords is in reverse to someone that's not, not very, not balanced. Okay, has not integrated her shadow and has not integrated her qualities. As a result of not integrating her qualities, which is seeking the truth, seeking, speaking, and doing the truth, following the truth, living life by the truth, having wisdom and intuition, because the Queen of Swords is highly intuitive. She is out of balance. That means that she's got a lot of shadow work left to do, or at least some shadow work left to do. Shadow work is just the fears and the parts of us that we have suppressed, either unconsciously or consciously pushed down, and we have never been ready for, or don't want to be ready for, to face it and to have a look at it and see what it is that you need to acknowledge. Someone needs to acknowledge. Are you facing somebody who is the Queen of Swords in reverse, who can actually be Sagittarius, somebody who is, they're not necessarily liars, but they're not someone who, they keep a lot to themselves. In other words, they don't tell you the full truth. They might even embellish things with white lies. But they can be a source of nastiness. Someone who is, mentally abusive, mentally aberrative. They berate through their words. They abuse through their words. They are difficult to deal with, to communicate with. They are somebody that can turn on a dime on you. They could be smiling all happy and appearing to be kind and generous and giving, and then just on something that's said or not said when they expect it, they'll turn into like a Wolverine. Really, it's just like someone who just becomes vicious. All right, so let's get going. We got the Four of Wands. Do you live with somebody like that? The Hierophant. The Four of Swords. Yeah, I would imagine the Four of Swords. Yeah. Four of Cups too, if you're around somebody like that. The Lovers. The King of Pentacles. Now remember Sagittarius, it doesn't necessarily mean we're talking about a woman here. We could be talking about a man in the Queen of Swords reversed energy. Oh, look, we got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse as well. Very interesting. the Knight of Cups in the upright, a Seven of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the back of the deck, which is like your near future, the Empress energy, Three of Wands, Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, and this here, Ten of Pentacles. Strength again, Ten of Cups, the Magician, Two of Cups, King of Swords. We go on and on and on. We'll just leave that here. The Strength card is out again. Okay. Wow. Spinning. Communication. You need to create something via communication. You have the ability to tap into your centeredness, to find the strength and the courage to do so, to be able to create through this the avenue of communication, because this is something you're either going on a journey, like you could be you're on a journey, you know, like metaphorically speaking, but could also be on a journey, like going somewhere, traveling, because you got your suitcases packed. Temperance, this is you finding that balance. I mean, you're sitting in some really good power here. You've got Temperance with the angels all around you, helping you to keep your equilibrium, to keep your energy balanced, because there's something that you've got to face. That's what I just heard Archangel Michael say, Sagittarius. There's something or someone you've got to face. And then intuitively, you know that this person is going to be difficult, to say the very least, right? It's going to be difficult, and that's all I'm ever going to really say now, after I've already made those, used the adjectives. It is somebody that is, yeah, it's somebody from, like family, whether it's your immediate family or your expanded family or your, in-laws. But there is somebody that you got to face, that you're under, under the same roof, under the umbrella of what would be known as family, right? The family umbrella. And it's not such a celebration. It should be. You should be able to celebrate with your family. I mean, who else better do you know in this world to be able to let your hair hang down and actually just be you, be your true self, and enjoy life with the other people that you've been raised with, spent a lot of time with, or the in-laws, that sort of thing. But oftentimes, Sagittarius, the in-laws are not necessarily, that they got that proverbial mother-in-law thing, as an archetype of just plain busybody, and you're not good enough for their son, that kind of mother-in-law issue. They come to visit, you don't clean well enough, you don't cook well enough, you don't take care of your kids well enough, according to mother-in-law. You go to mother-in-law's place and it's like she dotes on her son and just kind of throws you the scraps. Okay, anyways, but this person here believes that they are an authority figure. And the more I think about this, I keep thinking mother-in-law, whichever. But it could be a father too, a father, your father-in-law, it could be your father, grandfather, it could be grandmother, it could be a cousin, sibling, it could even be an older sibling, someone who thinks that just because they're older, they're smarter and they wield more power than you. So it's somebody who is, when I looked at this one, especially considering these three here, or these two cards here, when I looked at this, I saw this guy laughing, and he's laughing because he's joyful, okay? But I see this laughing as being vindictive laughing, as somebody who is like, they want to slap you on the face and then go, ha, 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 it was just a joke. was just a joke. Meanwhile, you got the person's hand, palm and finger marks in red on your face, and you're kind of like wielding from a little bit of pain there, burning sensation, and they're laughing. Ah, ha, ha, that's funny. I know my sister used to do stuff like that, guys. She doesn't do it anymore. But when we were at home, she'd do like a drive-by, a drive-by pick on you, you know. She'd come up and she'd pull the back, you know, the hair underneath at the very back of your neck, the smaller hairs. She'd yank on that, and then she'd run like crazy away, so you had no time to get her. You could react, sure, but you're not going to get a hold of her. Or she'd kick you in the butt and do the same thing, and, you know, just stuff like that. It was just really pesky behavior. Yeah, she was a great manipulator too. Anyways, when I seen that, I thought of her right away. I thought of her. But that's a sister. So you might have a sister like that, and she is like 14 months older than me. So she's not that much older, but she did definitely take on this persona of I'm better, you know, I'm better than you, therefore I'm more powerful and stronger, and I'm smarter than you, and that you need to listen to me. When I tell you to do something, you do it. that kind of belief system she had back in the day. So anyways, yeah. So you need to have a look at what you need to face, because as far as I can see, guys, is that this person here is connected with your person here. That's what I'm seeing. The King of Pentacles, the person who's committed to you. This person here is connected to your person. So let's say you're a woman watching this, right? And you've got a mother-in-law or a mother. No, it would have to be a mother-in-law. Yeah, mother-in-law, father-in-law, somebody in the Queen of Swords energy in the reverse. And it's your husband's or your partner's, your committed partner, because King of Pentacles is all about commitment. And it could be about because of money and inheritance and stuff like that, that the mother-in-law is quite afraid of although she's got to, like, she, in her mind, you know, usually it works out that when they die, in the will, they leave the inheritance to, you know, even across the siblings. Or if it's just the one, if there's just the one kid, then it would be left to them. But it doesn't necessarily work out that way. But for the most part, that's usually what happens. And she may be very afraid that when she dies, if she doesn't like you, if there's problems with your communication, the two of you just do not communicate well together, okay, with each other, and you are definitely going on a journey. It's a journey to overcome the mother-in-law energy. But that's if you're a woman watching this and you have a mother-in-law. Even if you're not married to the person, your partner, they're still a mother-in-law to you. So yeah, you need to, you know, lay down your worries and concerns about this, because you might be traveling to go visit them as well. This is not only just the journey of a spiritual journey of growing, overcoming your fears and limitations, restrictions in being able to be an effective communicator, let's say. You've got the strength and courage and the balance to be able to do this. You tap into your intuition. You are somebody who is growing, evolving spiritually. So for you to face someone who's like this would be more like you're going to face them like this, with the balance. Peace and harmony, man. Peace, man, or peace, woman. Peace and harmony, man. You know, you can say whatever you want to say. You can think about me in whatever way you want to think about me. But it's not going to affect, you know, it's not going to change my energy. It's not going to change me. I'm not going to resort to, you know, they say stoop to their level, right? I'm not going to. I might have done that in the past. Might have done that in the past, and you are, you know, you've learned from that. And then you start not reacting to this person or anybody else's judgmental ways, you know, critiques and stuff like that, or demands and expectations that you did not see as being fair, you stopped reacting to them, little by little. You started changing the way you showed them how you were feeling or thinking and feeling about what they just said, did, or whatever, right? You started to become non-reactive. And it's like it's been puzzling this person, and anyone else for that matter. It's puzzling them. And so because they're still in that energy, it's like they feel like they can't trust you now. Because at least they knew where they stood with you when you actually blurted something back, fought back. They knew where they stood with you, and they were like saying, oh yeah, she's on my level still. She's still on my level, so that's cool. I'm still the superior one here, even though we're at the same level with respect to our the way we operate in our world, right? By reacting to people. That ends up causing more regret, more remorse, and resentment, right? So hatred, of course, yeah. Dislike and not wanting to spend time with them, not wanting to go visit them. Yeah. So anyways, you are rising above that. You're overcoming that. You have been, because possibly where you have this distance between you, maybe they live in another town or wherever, and you don't see them that often. It's been a lot easier for you to be able to, whenever you do communicate with them, whether it's on the phone or through Skype or however you communicate with your in-laws and family members, you might have become less and less reactive over time, because you want to rise above this kind of energy that this one sits in now. The two of you may have sat in this very similar energies before. You want it to come out of that. You want to have a different life experience. You want to be able to enjoy the people around you that have to be part of your life, right? So you decided you're going to change yourself. And I'm moving my thing out of the way. It didn't really work, did it? Okay. So yeah, that is what I see here, is that there's time where you need to go introspect, right? You have to go inwards, especially if after you've just had a conversation with her and you're this different evolving person, that you just need to recharge your batteries. Right? You need to recharge your batteries because your heart is kind of like deflated. It's been at threat of being sorted, like poked, heartbroken, in the sense that you let her get to you again, and that's not your MO anymore, to let her get to you and then respond in like-mindedness. So there might be times where you feel, if you don't say it, you might be thinking it. And it's like you got to leave the room, or you got to hang up, whatever, because if you stay any longer in front of them, the way they're talking or acting, behaving, you might just let them have it, right? And so then the War of the Roses will be on at that point in time. So yeah, you spend time purposely recharging your battery with the Four of Swords. Yep. And so that you are, and that could be through rest and sleep. It could be just spending time alone in introspection, quiet time. Maybe you like to read. That really makes you feel calm and peaceful. Maybe you like to go for walks and jogs and stuff like that out in nature somewheres. You do whatever it is. It could be meditation, yoga, it could be reading the Bible, it could be whatever it is that you like to do that helps recharge your batteries. Because, with the choice that you've made, to be with this person here, which happens to be their son. Let's say if you're a woman, okay, watching this, because if you're a man watching this, okay, this is you, and this is your mother. Okay, this is you and this is your mother. You've made a choice to be with somebody, okay? To be with somebody who doesn't necessarily, your mother doesn't see eye to eye with. I mean, you can't. When she's upside down like this and you're upright like that, it's very difficult. See, her eyes are over here and your eyes are, well, they're looking the other way, like as if to say, oh my God, not again. So yeah, the choices that you've made was to be with this person, to love this person and want to spend your life with them. So it might bring some regrets at times, some disappointments, because of who comes with it. So, who comes with it, all right? But you know, it's very serious, right? And I don't mean to poke fun at it, but it's like other people come with, it's bad enough someone comes with baggage into a relationship, but when they come with actual human beings too, that you just can't live with. You don't want to live with someone's baggage. It gets in the way. It gets in the way in many different ways, right? And so, yeah, but you've made a choice in love to be with this one here, all right? And they happen to come with the one that's not easy to get along with. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which means that you might be like, there might be an impulse to, you know, apologize. Might be an impulse to apologize. Let's have a look. Seven of Pentacles. This is looking back at the past and seeing what you've grown as a result of, yeah. Look at this guy here. He's got a headache. Okay, he's got a headache. Got a headache. This guy here, he's like thinking about running off the edge of that plateau there, the cliff. Seven of Swords. And then there's the Ten of Pentacles. It's the commitment. Like, you might just want to, at times, and I'm saying this with all seriousness, because that's where your strength and courage has to come in, is that you might be impulsive at times, moving forward with trying to, you know, make this woman pleased with you, okay? Apologizing for this, or not apologizing, but just trying to be, you know, sincere and just friendly and compassionate, or empathetic, or just kind, friendly, generous. You know, they come to your house, you know, you roll out the red carpet, you've got the spread of food, you got the nicest pillows and bedding, and you know, they've got their own comfortable space and chair to sit in the living room, and you're all watching TV after dinner. You don't expect her to make dinner, you don't expect her to do dishes or anything like that. You're just like, you roll out the red carpet, like give her the bouquet of roses, right? Bouquet of roses, saying to her, can we be friends? That kind of thing. Can we be friends? With the Page of Pentacles. Because you have, you know, it's in the past, you have grown. Like, this card literally speaks of that. You've grown. This is you, right there, grown. But you want to grow more. You know, you've got a lot of things nurturing you. A lot of whatever you would call it, fertilizer, nurturing you to grow more. And you just want to become friends with your person. Not your person, not this one here. We're talking about her. You want to be friends. You want to be able to have a copacetic and cooperative and compromising, you know, relationship where you give and they take, and then you give and you take, and so forth. Equal give and take kind of thing. If not, you just want to give and them to be grateful that you give. And even if you don't get anything from them in return, you're okay with that. You're cool with that. Just leave me alone. Just be nice to me, right? You just want to be able to, because you love their son so much, you just want to be able to have harmony in your life, given that this person, they might call your son every day, or Skype with them every day, and they're messaging them every day. you know, especially if they're not living nearby. But if they're living nearby, they might be popping over a lot or expecting you guys to come over more often. And if you don't come over, they get upset. And then your husband says, well, we got to spend more time with Ma, you know? You got to spend more time with Ma. She's old, you know, and she's not going to be around forever, dear. You know, sweetheart, we just, you know, it means so much to her if we would just, you know, that kind of thing. So you're trying to make yourself available, but at times with her, because the way she's sitting there in this energy, upside down energy, she turns it all around. Quite literally, they're both upside down. Is that you're trying to be impulsive or be spontaneous and show her in ways that you tolerate her and that everything's cool. You're cool, things are good. I'm not here to argue with you. You know, in fact, I just would rather really just enjoy our company, our time together. Yeah, you know, you come with that kind of energy. But she's not having it. She's like, you're a mystery to me now, right? Before I said that how you stopped reacting to her, and it's like she doesn't trust you now. Because when you reacted to her, she knew what to expect from you. But now she doesn't know what to expect from you, and so it scares her. That's what bottom line is, it scares her. And even though she would never say that or admit to that, it scares her because she's not sure how to take you. She knew what kind of person you were before because she's looking, you know, she was looking at in a mirror. But now things have changed. You've changed, and so she doesn't know what to expect from you anymore. And so when you come forward with something that's spontaneously, which is from impulse, you say, well, if I take her a bouquet of roses, you know, even if it's white roses, whatever, take her a bouquet of beautiful flowers. That should smooth over the air, the energy for at least that visit, right? Well, she looks at it, she says, oh, aren't those beautiful? Thank you so much, Mary. Let's pretend your name is Mary. I accidentally pulled my microphone wire, which then kind of disconnected me from my camera. So I had finished saying that you decided you were going to give your person's mother, sister, or brother, could be a sister or brother too, who's sitting in this I'm greater than thou energy, okay, that you want to befriend, you know, you want to smooth the difficulties over. You want to smooth them over so that the two of you can have a copacetic relationship. You bring her the flowers, she's very happy to see them, or he thinks it's a thoughtful gesture, and he plunks them into a vase and pours some water and sets it on the edge of the counter for all to admire for at least an hour, because during that hour, that maybe, if you're lucky, during that hour they're going to remember that you did something nice for them, and they will try to be as least antagonistic as possible with you. Okay, so this is what you want. Page of Pentacles. You're making an offer. You want things to grow in a way that is going to be fortuitous for all of you, not just for you, but for you. It is for you, but by having a copacetic and cooperative and you know, I will compromise. You know, I won't. You know, there'll be a compromising relationship where when we don't agree, I will compromise. I'll be more compromising, right? And equal give and take kind of thing. What it turns it to be is it makes it your life easier, nicer, happier, right? More smooth. Yeah, and your journey is to grow, to learn to do this, and you're knowing how to do this even though it's not something that you are going to take slowly, and that might be a bit of a detriment because she's not going to have it, she or he or whoever is not going to have it if they think, because they don't know you anymore, in the sense that they see you as being different, you react to them differently, and therefore they don't know what to expect from you. anymore. And so you're a mystery. You become a mystery, and they're not sure if they could trust you, because maybe how does someone change like that? Of course they haven't, right? And they're older than you. They've been around for a lot more years, but they haven't changed. And but you're changing. So it's kind of like, are they just faking it here? Are they just wearing a mask, trying to pretend to be so nice and helpful and agreeable and all this sort of stuff? So they don't know if they can trust you, right? But you're going to try what you need to try in order for you to be able to grow a more balanced and agreeable family life situation. If not for yourself, at least for your kids. Because when mom's not happy, right? You can finish the rest of that off. So the Empress here, this is your energy. You're growing. You're growing a new way. You're going to give birth to it, because it's going to happen, because you're on a mission. You're on a mission. You're looking to the future, and you're saying the future is either going to look like this or it's going to look like that. Especially if there's an inheritance involved, right? You want to make sure that your son is looked on favor, their son or their sister, husband, oh my God, that her son, or if they're sister and brother, they're his sibling, that they're all going to be looking upon each other and saying you're all equally entitled to the inheritance. You don't want to make it bad for him, for mom or the sister or brother or whoever, being in the energy that they are, as the Queen of Swords in the reverse, that says, sorry, you're not part of the will. You're out of the will. Yeah, that kind of thing. You don't want to do that for them, because they've been living their life expecting that this would happen, that when their parents die, they would get the estate. They get part of the estate. So you wouldn't want to take that away from them. So you've got this headache, right? You got this headache. What do I do? What do I do? And you say to yourself, okay, I got to do whatever I need to do. The Five of Swords energy. I got to do whatever it takes. Even if it means, just taking a little bit of abuse from mother-in-law, but showing up in the energy when you receive the abuse. Yes, it's going to be like, oh, here we go again, your hand in your head, your head in your hand, and you like thinking, I want to just jump off the ledge right now. But no, you're going to steal the swords by shutting it down. And you shut it down quickly by not choosing to engage in that conversation. That can be quite spinning, because it'll go around and around. You did this, no, but you did this first, and no, well, I did that because you did this. It just goes around and around and around, that kind of thing. Because the reason why you're going to do this, and you're matured. You're someone's, you could be someone's mother, but you're definitely a wife, or like in that kind of role in this person's life. But you're evolving into the Empress energy, which is a balanced energy, someone who stands in their strength and their courage. They move forward knowing who they are. They live their true selves. They will not engage in conversations that have to do with negativity, really, of any kind. Any negativity, whether it's she or he or whoever it is talking badly about someone else or talking badly about you. You won't engage in it. You won't engage in them talking about politics, and because people get so heated over it and that sort of thing, that you're just not, it doesn't mean anything to you. It's not something that you're going to lose your peace and calm over. You see, you're going to appease this one as best you can for the sake of keeping the peace, right? Keeping the peace. You do this because you've chosen to be with this person, and this person here in their life is rather important to them in some manner. So you've chosen to keep the peace by making sure that this is daunting for you, but it's causing you to grow. You've got to. You don't sometimes you don't want to have to do anything. That's why you're looking the other way. You don't want to have to do anything. When it's time to go visit mom-in-law or brother or sister, you really don't want to go, but you do it anyways. And you try to do whatever you need to do to try and be friends, to keep the peace. This is a long-term commitment between you and your King of Pentacles, and you plan to honor it. And especially guys, if there's an inheritance coming your way, this is something that is a legacy for you and your kids. So you will be able to pass it down, whatever the inheritance is. So whatever you get from mom or dad or brother and sister or whoever part that you're part of it, his part of it, is going to be, it's going to be something that you can, you can say, this is ours now. And so we got Joey and we got Katie, our kids. So we're going to make sure that in our will, that part of this whole inheritance lot that we receive from an inheritance is going to be inherited to them. So it's not just only for myself, only for him and myself. We're going to share it with our own kids. Okay, so that's how it can be a legacy with the Ten of Pentacles. There's enough abundance in order for you to do that. Even if it's only like $10,000, you're going to keep possibly 6,000 of it, and the other 4, it will divide halfway to, Joey and Katie. All right, Mary? Just calling you Mary just because it's easier. Yeah, so that's what I got here, guys, is that you're going to need to, oh yeah, here we go. So the Strength card, it's out here twice, right? It's a major thing. You're going to reach down deep inside of you, which is your equilibrium, which is your centeredness, the divine, right? It's just your spirit, the spirit of love, the spirit of peace, the spirit of wanting people to get along. You're going to dig down deep inside of you in order to make that happen as best as you can, because you want this Ten of Cups as well. You want a happily family, loving family, emotionally fulfilling family, happily ever after for not only you and your immediate family, but with the in-laws as well. Okay? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to work hard to do that, and you're going to achieve that, is what the divine says, because you've got all of this. You've got the angels there helping you, supporting you, and lifting you up. Supporting, right? Lifting you up so that your mind starts remembering, especially when this one says something, you get reminded right away. A thought comes in and says, remember, we don't react anymore. Remember, we don't react anymore. We seek peace. Yeah. So what do you got to do? Maybe leave the room, or you maybe need to say, I got to go out for a smoke, or whatever it is. You just don't engage in the battle. We don't have any wands like fighting wands people here, King of Wands or Queen of Wands. We don't engage in the battle. This is your journey, and you're taking it, and you're doing quite well. So you're going to find an effective way to create a communication between you that is acceptable and respectful between you and your people. That's what you're creating. That's your journey. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope this was helpful to you. Please like and subscribe, and take care of yourself. Bye for now.